Things, faces, friends, places, years and moments half forgotten, laughs, fears, songs, tears. Memories are made of this. I remember a time when a few of the British Isles, but only a very few, were invaded and occupied by an enemy. Jackboots on Jersey, Guernsey, Alderney and Sark. But though in 1940 the Germans marched in the Channel Islands, the cost of obtaining the rest of British territory proved higher than they were prepared to pay. The forest of Compiegne. Here, a place hallowed to all Frenchmen, the supreme commander of the Allied armies of 1918, Marshal Foch, received the beaten German enemy and in a railway dining car concluded an armistice. But when in 1940 the Germans came to Compiegne, it was in a very different mood. Now it was they who were the conquerors, having beaten France flat in a matter of weeks. Now, with his sense of the melodramatic, Adolf Hitler was forcing his terms on a stricken enemy under the identical conditions as the German surrender of 22 years before. To the little gassed corporal of that First World War, this was indeed turning the wheel full circle. And so, meekly, they came before the warlord, those to whom the army of France had been the pride and the glory, to take their places before a conqueror reveling in every moment of their shame. No meal in that old dining car had ever been savored so much as these fruits of a Fuhrer's victory. And so they signed, and a conqueror's cup was full. With the armistice, a truncated France cast aside her true patriots and set up at Vichy, a watering place for the sick, a government of men old, tired and bigoted, who, in their own words, believed now that Britain would have her neck wrung like a chicken's. For France now and the French, a peace signed and settled, yet one yielding not the slightest degree of dignity or human comfort. That summer, all that remained of real freedom in Europe lay across just 20 miles of sea from the continent. Well, he had come, he had seen, and now all he had to do was conquer.
Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him, all Europe may be freed, and the life of the world may move forward into broad, sunlit upland. But if we fail, then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and perhaps more protracted by the lights of perverted science. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty. So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
So well, Pathe.
An innings is lost. But a game is more than just an innings. How stands the score today? 6 certain, 2 probables, for the loss of only 2 of ours. Not bad for an opening. Such was the face of Britain during that strange, almost unreal summer of 1940. Any day of the week, for 7 days a week. A Britain fully aware of the immediate dangers of invasion and taking all precautions, yet in truth, hardly believing in the threat. But still, no chances. All aliens behind wire and under guard. So many innocent suffering because of a few guilty. Today, sir, Officer Smith found your car unattended in a state unfitting to the present emergency. Ignition key in, sliding roof left open, not to mention the windows. Tires fully inflated. Rotor arm not removed, and so on. For you, sir, 40 shillings. Please call at the station at your convenience. Railings disappearing from the parks. Not to permit unbridled license, but to yield their valuable substance to metal-hungry factories. The factory is now humming to replace all the weapons and equipment left by the British Expeditionary Force on the bloody beaches of Dunkirk, and also to equip and fit new armies once they were formed. But meanwhile, Britain was almost defenseless. Winston Churchill records an inspection of an army exercise in which there took part, an unheard of number for those days, 12 tanks. Such were the forces to face imminent invasion.